it's Maddie. I know I'm looking super rough right now. Let's just ignore that. Today I'm going to be doing a little update on my creepy science teacher because I've gotten a lot of requests to do so, and I actually have some tea to spill about him. Also, I tried recording this video already, but it turned out fine, except the camera kept focusing on like the background instead of me, and I literally could not take it, so now I'm re-recording it, and yeah, you probably didn't really know that. I don't know why I told you, but... So, if you didn't watch my science teacher story, the first part to it, I recommend you go watch it first. It's going to be linked down below because it will not make sense to you if you didn't watch that one. Like, this video won't make sense. So yeah, I definitely recommend to go watch that one first. So basically, just to preface things, he used to always tell us like that our class was going to be the last year he was teaching. He was going to retire the next year. He wasn't going to be teaching anymore. He's like almost 60, so he could be retiring, right? And it was believable. And he would like do things that were pretty questionable, and he would just say like, it's okay because I'm retiring next year anyways. Like, what are they going to do, fire me? Here's the tea. He's not retired. He's teaching at a new school now, and it's literally 10 minutes away from my school. So he basically lied to us the entire year, and I've been told he's still equally as creepy as he was when he's teaching at my school, so that's great, good stuff, love to hear that. It makes me mad that he got away with all the creepy things he did, and I'm sure the principal's mentality was like, oh, we can't do anything about it because he's retiring, and like, you know, he's gonna be gone anyway, so like there's no point in like reporting this to anything. He's not retired. It makes me so mad to hear that because he just like got away with everything. So there's that. That's just a little nice update for you guys about where he is now. I literally couldn't care less about him, but... So now I have a couple more stories. That was supposed to be me like spilling tea, but instead it made me look like I wet my pants. So I'm gonna, you know, wipe that up real fast. This story is just kind of like a little extra one because my sister also had him for science. Sorry, there's like a bird making weird noises. My sister had him for science when she was in middle school, and this was about like 7 years ago. So they were dissecting pigs, and it's called Living Environment. That's what they called it at my school. And he asked a girl to lay on the table, which actually happened to be my sister's friend, and they're still friends to this day. So like, if you really want receipts, like, I'll interview her. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I don't really know her that well, so it'd be kind of weird, but... he demonstrated on the girl places where they needed to, like, make incisions. Like, he used his hand and, like, traced on her body where... And this was 7 years ago, so... And my mom definitely wrote to the principal about this, but he didn't get fired. What is firing teachers? What is that? That's a new concept to my middle school, apparently. Actually, I have more tea about my 7th grade science teacher. It's always the science teachers. He wasn't creepy or anything, but he was a really bad teacher, and he actually got fired, so I'll spill the tea on that one too if you want. So yeah, he obviously got away with that, which is really annoying because he definitely should not have. Like, he literally touched a 8th grader. Like, in weird places, if you know what I mean. Like, so anyways, I found this beautiful thing right here, and that's the letter I wrote to my principal about Mr. Brown, as I called him in my last video. So yeah, I wrote that in March of 2017, and you can see, like, I still had a couple months left of school, so those were like only the stories from the beginning of the year. And I think the stories that I told in my first video were like from like the second half of the year mostly, except for like the clothing one. But yeah, so time to spill some tea about those ones. These stories are more of him being just kind of rude and like a bad person, not necessarily creepy or like pervy. So yeah, sorry if you came here for that, but he's also like kind of not a very good person. So here's this. I'm going to read a direct quote from my letter. Today during class, he called the whole class jerks because a couple of people were talking while he was teaching. Although I understand that talking while he's teaching is disrespectful, it was excessive to call the entire class jerks. He proceeded to ask if anyone has ever told us that we are all jerks. So yeah, I still remember perfectly. There are people, like some people whispering to each other. not all 8th graders want to learn about life science, so yeah, he just couldn't accept that fact, I guess. So he got really upset, I guess. Got like kind of upset, and he was like, has anyone told you you're all jerks? And it's like, dude, come on, like literally 3 people were talking, not like the entire class. And like calling somebody a jerk is like pretty rude, like especially a teacher calling students that, like that's. So here's another direct quote, and this one's longer, so fasten your seatbelts. Also today during class, I was sitting in between 2 friends who were in an argument. One of my friends left to the office because she was crying. The remaining friend sitting next to me was very upset, so I tried to cheer them up quietly by making a joke. Again, I understand I should not be talking, even if it is whispering during class while he was teaching. However, the friend who I was talking to happens to speak out of turn very often. I'm a snake. I guess not really though, because I didn't say his name, but still it's kind of... I, on the other hand, do not speak out of turn often. After class, Mr. Brown asked to speak to me. He told me that he expects talking in class from my friend, but not me. Therefore, I was the one being punished because I rarely speak out of turn. He was implying that it was okay that that my friend was talking, but it wasn't okay that I was. My friend did not get reprimanded whatsoever. Here's Mr. Brown. His logic is, let's yell at Maddie because she rarely talks out of turn and she just did today in class. Also his logic, let's not yell at her friend because he always talks out of turn, so he doesn't really need reprimanding. And I'm not like butthurt that he yelled at me or anything, like now I really don't care. Like teachers don't scare me as much as they used to, like I respect them and everything, but if they yell at me, I'm like, okay, sorry, I won't do it again. But like when he yelled at me, I was like crying. I hated myself back then because I was so sensitive to that kind of stuff. But it's just, you know, like really, like, come on. Like I rarely talk out of, I did not talk out of turn often. Like that was like the first time in this class. And then I get yelled at, but he does not get yelled at. Makes sense. Also, I was trying to cheer up my friend. Like it's not like I was like being like disrespectful to him, you know what I mean? So this last thing here is just kind of a little rude thing he did. He read the names of students who failed their tests / quizzes out loud, which is extremely embarrassing, and I'm pretty sure it's like not allowed. Like that's so rude. Like he would be like, okay, blah 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 blah, you need to come after school to make up your quiz because you failed it. Like it's nobody else's business besides them and the teacher. Like we don't need to know that. And like I never like failed a quiz in that class, but just like imagine how embarrassing it is for somebody who did to like be told to the entire class. And you know, some people probably don't care, but imagine if somebody was super sensitive and he did that. Like that's just rude overall. Here's another little add-on story, not a story, but like a thing he used to do. He would always, since the beginning of the year, and it was even in his what do they call it, syllabus, and it was like he would say, because I'm such a, and then we were like trained like animals to go, nice guy. If that's not the most annoying thing you've ever heard, then I don't know what is. And like he would make us do it, but I never said it. I was like, we all know you're not a nice guy. Stop trying to like stop playing games. Like we know you're not. Like you literally are the worst ever. So that's all the tea I have to spill on Mr. Brown. Let me know if you want me to do a story time on my 7th grade science teacher. He got fired, so I guess they listened about him, except not about Mr. Brown. But yeah, so he got fired, but if you want the tea on that, then I can give it to you. I also dumped all my tea out, so I can't, you know, sip or anything, but there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the little follow-up on him. Also, a little something I wanted to add. Literally, so many comments were telling me like, oh, this is so fake. Like, she's obviously faking it. She's doing it for the views. She's exaggerating everything. He's not being creepy. He's just being friendly. It's hard to tell stories in a way that really, really conveys it across, like the way it actually occurred. It happened, but like honestly, if you don't think it happened, okay, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna spend my time trying to convince you it did. But yeah, and I did not exaggerate the stories. Like my mom can literally tell you everything. My classmates can tell you everything. Like, just saying. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Look at the tea. The tea. Actually, it's just kind of water. It's just water, but it's okay.
breather.